Hello and welcome back for the next part of this final exam. If you have the exercise book, we are on page 29, and these problems will all involve percents. So all of these, some of them involve interest, but all of them will involve percentages of some sort. So I'm looking at problem 19 on page 29 of the workbook. And it says, at a baby's 5-month checkup, her weight was twice as much as it was when she was born. What is the percent increase in the baby's weight from birth to 5 months? Now, be careful with twice as much because that wants to lead me toward 200%. But we're looking at the percent of change, not at the fact that her weight has doubled necessarily. So we want to look for a percent of increase, which is a percent of change. Now this problem is difficult because we don't know a number. We don't know the new and the original. So we're going to have to set this one up with some algebra. Now, if you haven't had the algebra course, this may be a little bit tough. So if you haven't, you can certainly skip this problem, or you can watch and just sort of follow along. But if you have had the algebra, this one should be solvable. We've covered the skills in that class that you need here. But this is just our generic formula that we've been using all this time, and that is not going to change because that's how you find a percent of change. But I'm going to say that her new weight is double, it's twice the old weight. So I'm going to say it was 2 times her birth weight. So I'm going to use B for birth weight, minus her original weight would have just been her birth weight, over the original, which again is her birth weight. So what this comes down to be is 2 times the birth weight minus the birth weight over the birth weight. So I'm going to get rid of these. I just put them there mostly for those of you who have not had the algebra. But this is the equation that we need to go ahead and solve. So 2b minus b, and remember if there is no coefficient, you can use a 1. So 2 minus 1 is 1b over 1b, and that is going to be 1, or 100%. So the percent of change is actually 100%. She had her birth weight, and then she had it again, 100% of her birth weight. So I would go with option C on this one. It's a good question, but you need some algebra really to know how to solve that one. Okay, number 20. A website claims that its prices are at least 40% less than department store prices. Clint sees a pair of boots in a department store for $108 and then finds the same boots for sale on the website. If the website's claim is true, then what is the greatest price Clint will pay for the boots? So the website says that they are at least 40%, that's the greatest it could be, of a store price. Okay, so we are looking for 40% of the cost in the store, which is $108, and that is the most that the boots could cost if the website is telling the truth. So we need to solve this percent problem, And there are several ways to do it, but since I've taught you a proportion, that's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to say percent over 100, which is 40 over 100. Of is a whole, so that would be down here. So we have 108 times 40. Let me grab my calculator. And that is 4320 divided by 100. And be very careful here. This is not the price of the boots. This is the discount. So in order to find the actual price, we're going to have to say the store price minus, let me do that somewhere else, the store price minus the discount. So the most that the website should charge is $64.80. So $64.80 is the most those boots should cost on the website if the advertisement is valid. Okay. And I did all this so that you could see, sometimes the answer would be something like this instead of an actual answer. So I like to try to set those up for you just so you can see how they would look. But in this particular case, the answer is a number value. It's 6480, and that is option B, as in boy. Okay, I'm going to stop this video. It's getting a little long, and I'll see you in the next clip for problem 21.